Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Animel. I am your host Mel. We have all been there before where one of our favorite shows just ended on a cliffhanger or it ended on its latest season and we're really excited for the next season, but we may have to wait a long time before we actually get that season or the finale or whatever you're looking forward to, right? We just had that happen with Attack on Titan, and I'm pretty sure 50 to 70% of you are already contemplating on rewatching Attack on Titan. If not all of season 4, then the entire show to its entirety. And look, I won't question you. There's just some stuff in this world that comforts us to our core, and some things that we need to do that are, insane. I say insane with love because I've done the same thing. But since I know that you and I have probably been in the same predicament over and over again where we feel like rewatching some of our favorite shows, I'm here to offer you some alternatives where you can still enjoy your favorite characters but in chibi form. If you don't know what chibi essentially is what you're used to in your anime, but shrunken down to a little size, and they're made to look a lot cuter. They have like rounder faces, bigger eyes, and they're just tiny. They're cute as hell. So there are actually quite a few shows out there that have transformed animes into chibi form, or sometimes created spin-offs so that you're exposed to your same favorite characters, but in high school, an academy, or junior high school. And you get to see a different side of them. Since the first thing that I mentioned in my intro was Attack on Titan, you should know that there is a chibi form, junior high-esque Attack on Titan spinoff living out there. Not only does it live in manga form, I think it lives in manga form, it lives in anime form as well. So the name of the show is Attack on Titan Junior High. And I believe it came out around season 1 of Attack on Titan. So there may be some characters that are used a lot within this chibi form junior high anime that you don't see anymore if you're fully caught up on Attack on Titan. But what makes it so great then is that some of the characters that you didn't get to enjoy, that you were introduced to and maybe liked, but was probably killed off within the first few episodes because that's Attack on Titan for you, you get to enjoy them in a brand new light. And usually what I think these shows aim to do is, one, allow you to enjoy your characters continuously in a new light and new content, but two, it'll usually stem from really dark shows. Again, we all know Attack on Titan is ultra dark. People die all the time. If you're not used to death in Attack on Titan yet, then you're probably still on season 1. Actually, no, you're probably still on episode 1 of season 1 then. But overall, it provides a lot lighter tones and it provides like a comedic aspect to it, where there's a lot of tropes and comedy and satire, and almost like poking fun at the original show itself by making fun of, in this example, let's say Attack on Titan, as we're discussing, you've got all of the scouts attending junior high together, but there is like a second half of their junior high where all of the Titans attend. Additionally, they kind of create like a little comedy-esque part to it where one of the characters is about to get eaten, but the Titan's not actually trying to eat him. The Titan is actually trying to eat the guy's lunch. Ends up putting him in his mouth, spits the human out, but keeps his lunch, and ends up taking everybody else's lunch. So just taking elements of what we know of Attack on Titan that's really dark, they change it into something cute and funny. And again, you get to enjoy your characters continuously and endlessly? Not endlessly. Well, for the entirety of Attack on Titan Junior High. So if you're really contemplating on rewatching Attack on Titan, don't do it. Take a break. We know that you're probably feeling some despair from all of the darkness that Attack on Titan has brought us, and you're feeling a little bit of darkness inside, considering that we have to wait 1 more year to finish season 4, and we're like already on part 2, going on part 3. It just doesn't make any sense. Can we just end it now? Like, I know we want to fulfill it, but can we just end it now? And like I mentioned, many of us are waiting for a ton of other shows to come back. Attack on Titan is not the only one. There was an announcement late last year that Bungo Stray Dogs, another well-popular action anime, is coming back with its season 4. I'm under the impression that it will be coming out late this year, if not early next year, but I really want to confidently say late this year. And everyone who's a fan of Bungo Stray Dogs is really excited for it. But did you know that Bungo Stray Dogs also had its own chibi form anime? So yes, a spin-off from a more serious, action-packed, heavy anime where the main characters, if you haven't seen Bungo Stray Dogs, they all have these like super abilities to them. And fun fact, each of these characters are named after like authors, or poets, or both. In, I believe, Japanese culture specifically. Let me check back on you on that. But they've taken it and they made it into a comedy chibi anime, and it's called Bungo Stray Dogs Wang. And Wang is like the sound that, or the onomatopoeia for like dogs barking or dogs making sound in Japan. So hence a little pun on the name Bungo Stray Dogs Wang. And what's great about it is that Bungo Stray Dogs has a lot of very serious, intense characters, a lot of intense moments. It may not be as dark as Attack on Titan, but there is definitely some depth to it, and its elements of darkness here and there. It takes the most serious characters and makes the funniest moments out of them and creates gags out of some of the weird elements that are within Bungo Stray Dogs. It is just so downright funny, and it's really short. I believe all the episodes are like 11 minutes long, and there's only about 12 or 13 of them. So not only can you use it to help fill your time until Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4 comes out, but it'll also fill some happy lightheartedness in your heart and create some love of these other characters in a new aspect. Now, if you're really into isekais, there's one in a dozen or a million, probably a dozen at this point. There is an isekai chibi show, but instead of it being centered around one show, like the Attack on Titan one or the Bungo Stray Dogs one that I mentioned, this one actually, I guess, takes it to a whole new level and isekai characters into another world. And if you don't know what isekai means, isekai is essentially the concept of you getting teleported or transported, or you die and get reincarnated into a new world, or you're stuck in your favorite video game in a new world. And it takes a bunch of different animes and says, hey, you all have been isekai'd into this junior high, high school world where you're all classmates now. And they take a wide variety of different animes that are really popular, like Overlord and ReZero, and what's the other one? Konobasu, the Rising of the Shield Hero. I think that's what it is, the Rising of the Shield Hero. So it takes like a whole bunch of really popular isekai, packs it into one, and you kind of have all these characters interact with each other, and they kind of like play a spoof on just, you know, the whole like teleportation into a new world sort of situation, and they kind of like pit certain main characters' personalities against each other. Like you'll see one character highlight their flaws, whereas the other character may have the same flaws but not see it as a flaw. It's kind of funny, really witty, really humorous. And additionally, for a show like ReZero, where it's actually really gruesome, really dark, there are actually almost no comedy, happy moments in ReZero. Like, it's to the bare minimum that while watching ReZero, I had to take constant breaks from watching the show. It was really hard to digest in a binge format. I think that's a show that you could watch on a week-by-week basis, if not every other week, but I'm getting sidetracked. It takes some darker elements of the show out, provides some humor, and if you haven't noticed so far, this is kind of a reoccurring theme with some of the shows that I've already talked about. There's always some darkness element or some blood or gore that is removed when they've been put in chibi form, and that you know, it's kind of obvious. They're cute, they're small, they're enjoyable now, and they're funny. It's the total opposite of what their original shows emulate. Some other notable mentions are Koro Sensei Quest. Koro Sensei Quest is a chibi spin-off from Assassination Classroom, where a bunch of kids have been stationed in the middle of nowhere who are learning in a classroom at the same time have been tasked to kill their alien sensei, aka teacher. It's an action-packed show. It does have some humor elements already in the original show, but they take it to a whole another level where they go on really quirky quests that make almost absolutely no sense, and it's almost become completely 100% comedic at this point. Even though they're still trying to kill their teacher, it's almost like they've completely forgotten about killing their teacher, whereas in the show itself, Assassination Classroom, any opportunity they get, they try to assassinate their teacher, hence the name Assassination Classroom. And if you're a Naruto fan and have probably rewatched Naruto, who knows how many times, there is a chibi Naruto show called Rock Lee and his ninja pals. And what's great about this is that you've got Rock Lee, who's a lovable character, and you're kind of watching it through his perspective and his point of view. And as we all know, while Rock Lee may be a very serious character who, takes his role as a ninja very seriously, he's also got some quirkiness that happens throughout Naruto with his sensei Guy. That kind of explodes to another level in this chibi universe, and some of the elements that are brought up in Naruto, like his rivalry with Naruto himself, how he approaches fighting and other people and his weirdness, it just gets blown up. And it makes it so funny and cute that if you're a Naruto fan, I don't know how you haven't watched it at this point. You've watched Naruto probably 5 times already, but you haven't watched Rock Lee and his ninja pals. It's so enjoyable and refreshing that I think Naruto the show deserves a break. Sadly, there aren't many chibi type junior high school spin-off animes that exist at this time. There are some, I guess you could say, that we get in bits and pieces, like Demon Slayer. If you watch Demon Slayer all the way to the end, past the credits, sometimes they have that little cut scene where it's Tanjiro and the gang in small form, and they're talking about the next episode. Other times they'll show an excerpt of them in an academy. There actually is a Kimetsu no Yaiba Academy manga, but unfortunately that's not a regular series like some of the shows I've already mentioned. If I could ask for anything in chibi form or junior high/high school academy form, I definitely would want a Demon Slayer fully fleshed out. Well, obviously not super fully fleshed out, but maybe a mini 12 episode series versus just getting, a minute at the end of some of the full episodes of the regular season. And at this point, it would be great to have a Jujutsu Kaisen one, just knowing how goofy some of the characters are, but obviously Jujutsu Kaisen has its darker notes, as we're all aware of, and just, I think seeing Gojo in chibi form would be the present of a lifetime. Hopefully you learned something new today, that one, you don't have to continue watching your shows over and over again unless you really want to. Then by all means, go ahead. I completely understand the urge to. I get that urge every time with some of my favorite animes, and I just need to clench my fist and be don't do it. There's so much anime out there to watch. Don't rewatch something. But if you're definitely looking to watch something new with your main character still involved, these chibi junior high animes are a great alternative, and it will give you a break from all the darkness some of these shows give you. Sometimes you just need to laugh a little. I think we've shed enough tears for some of these shows. Now, if you haven't learned anything new and you have seen all these shows already, great! I'd love to hear your opinions of these shows in the comments. I haven't really met a lot of people who watch these spin-off animes, so I'd love someone to talk to about it. But that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I always appreciate your comments and your interests on my videos. So until next time, I'm your host Mel. The channel is AniMel, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!